Michael?
I have found it very thought-provoking seeing how nearly all my reading materials are by dead white men, and how these men share a Eurocentric view. As a black African mature student, I find the term savage or primitive very triggering, and this term is commonly found in large parts of my reading. Malinowski, Bernard, Taylor, Levi Strauss, all these men frequently refer to non-European people or cultures as savages or primitive. I'm left wondering, am I the only one feeling this shame of invariably being described and viewed this way in the class? It also raises a larger question on a social level for me, which is whether we as black or minority groups have ever been seen as equal to Europeans.
Angela, please go ahead.
Women in search of safety and protection of their lives and their children flee their countries of origin because of fear of persecution, conflict, war, natural disaster, and human rights abuses. In transit, they endure all sorts of challenges, both physical and psychological hardship, in the hope of finding peace and security. They often take a deep leap into the unknown. Unfortunately, on coming to the UK, some are confronted with immigration detention. According to the Women for Refugee Women reports, they found themselves locked up in prison with no idea of when they were likely to be released. Going further, the majority of these women have suffered extreme traumatic experiences such as rape or other gender-based violence. Instead of peace and well-being, they are re-traumatized in the detention centers, leaving them more vulnerable with mental health issues, self-harm, and suicidal tendencies. If they are fortunate not to be deported back to the place they were running from, they are released back into the community with little or no support.
And Janahan?
To promote economic development throughout the globe, the EU developed a protocol known as Generalized Scheme of Preferences to provide vital access to the EU market for vulnerable developing countries by reducing or removing the tax paid on exports to the EU. Through its economic relationships, the EU created principles which upheld human rights values in countries other than its member states. The eligibility assessment of Sri Lanka by the EU to access the GSP concluded that Sri Lanka is making progress in its human rights record. However, the report released by the International Truth and Justice Project indicated that the progress towards accountability and transitional justice is lacking or no progress has been made at all.
I'm so happy. It's God sent when I got this scholarship with Birkbeck University, with the campus project. It's a life-changing email. You see, because they make me to live again, to explore my life, to use my brain, to engage myself, because God never wanted us to be stagnant.
My dream it would be always to help people, ideally work for UN, for human rights field, and this is my target. Sometimes in life you just need hope, and that hope was given from this Compass project. I would say taking that small step to getting into the university is a kind of starting point for them to start re-engaging in the society in this country. And that's the, I would say, big step for people who came yeah, I think everybody's kind of moving on. Yes, it's a struggle sometimes. I would say sometimes I felt sometimes struggling, but I think you just keep it going, and that's what it is really.
I study psychology because I know a lot of people that have mental health problems here and back home in my country, Sierra Leone. And like I said before, if I have the opportunity after I succeeded finish my course, I want to help them. I know a lot of people, especially kids that are around 10, 20 years, maybe my age. Mentally, they are disturbed.
I left school at the age of 15. How would I even cope in the university? Going back to university and my academic journey has really given me a new source of strength. It's opened my eyes to things I was not aware of before. It's also helped me to grow up as an individual immensely. It's given me a second life, an opportunity, and finally, for the first time in a very long time in my life, I have a purpose. I know this is what I want to do, and I am on the route. Not once did anybody refer to me as an asylum seeker, as a criminal. No, people referred to me by name. They treated me like a human being.
I had this dream, like to do something, to study, but there's no hope. But when I saw this email stating that asylum seekers without status are able to study, I was like, okay, let me apply. Let's go to the uni. When I entered the uni, it's a massive building. I never felt like, oh my God, am I even an eligible person to enter this building? When I entered it, I felt some good. Oh, somebody is actually listening. Somebody is giving space for someone to get in. The scholarship only helps people for only 1 year, which is like 20 people. And then when I had this scholarship, I'm like, damn, I was given a road to travel, a path to take. So I started with first year, and I had this email from one of my program director from the certificate at the end of December, like end of 2018, saying, you had won a best essay of in legal methods. I was so lucky to get this opportunity to get myself, my potential being recognized. I used that.
Pretty much I'm a feminist, basically. I'm a feminist. I wanted to be one of the few fast women lawyers in Saudi Arabia and focus on human rights law. But then when I left and I came to the UK, I became more aware of how systems are, like the law system, and how being a lawyer means you uphold the law. But I realized the laws are not perfect and they're not good. So I had to rethink. So yeah, I wanted to study medicine. I really believe that healthcare is a human right, it's a basic human right. I had to work full time And luckily, the Compass project came. So I heard about the Compass project and I applied to the scholarship, and luckily I got accepted, and this actually means a lot to me. I'm in a place where I have dreamed of being. So at this point of my life, I'm studying psychology, the subject that I love, and it has a lot to do with my life. So the reason why I chose the subject psychology is because I would want to help people. If it wasn't for Compass Project, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be smiling. I wouldn't be the happiest young person now.